Up here, so we got a visual aid about what's going on, and this is what it's about. It's about the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, who's the head of the National Divine Movement, the Divine and National Movement. He is uplifting the Moorish woman. Let me come over here. Can y'all see? Yeah. He's uplifting the Moorish woman out of the cares of the world, because the Moorish woman, because she is so innate with nature and she is a sustainer of life and so in tune with emotions, she will get overcome. She can be overcome because of that innate, that the flip side, like the Moor was just mentioning, the flip side of that, her nature. And this is what the dark force will use on our women. This is our job as Moorish men to uplift our women. So he's stepping on solid rock, which is the salvation. And the salvation is love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. That being said, she has drowned and she's unconscious. So it's our job as the Moorish man, it's our duty to uplift that Moorish woman. Even though she might give us a hard time, we still have to be the ones to think logically and use reasoning to uplift her. And as you see, the fez, which is a representation of the Moorish woman's womb. So us wearing our crowns is giving homage to the Moorish woman. And as you see, we pulling her out of the cares of the world, stepping on solid rock. And you see the star, the crescent and the moon, which is another representation of the Moorish woman. And the light coming out with the star. The star represents the star seed, which is the Muslim sun, which is us.
Islam.
Islam?
Islam.
So I like when I came in. When I came into this building, I came in and I saw that it was a quote. It was a lot of quotes. Like when you go up each level of this building, it's a lot of quotes that's in this building. And one particular one popped out. All of them popped out, but this one, it was lit. And that was the one by Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey said, it's like if you don't have knowledge, you look like a tree without roots. You have to have knowledge of your history to even grow. Just like the garden in the back. If you don't pay attention to the ground, the soil, the water, if you don't nurture those flowers and those vegetables, they're going to wither out and die. And that is another representation of the sunlight beaming down, focusing us as Moorish men to stop being so divisive with each other, battling each other with ego, and to deal with what really matters. The enemy, the dark force, is using our women to get to us. The only way you really can get to us is through the Moabite woman. Because the Moabite woman, she's going to be like, she's going to have feelings, she's going to care. Man, we just really like logical and reasoning. We're not really getting caught up in emotions. That's not how we operate. But if he gets our Moorish woman to be the perfect enemy, then he can get us. And that's what's been going on really in society. This is why knowledge itself is crucial. So, coming out of this book right here, The Torch. I'm going to pass it around in a second. Now, it goes on to say, man, know thyself. Whoever does not know self does not know anything. But whoever knows self already has acquired the knowledge about the depth of the universe. That's the secret teachings of Yehoshua, the book of Thomas. So I'm going to pass it around. So on that illustration, it's showing under the slave brands, Negro, black, colored, African American. All those are still slave brands connected to the U.S. corporation. So the separation for us right now is not only to uplift our woman, but in uplifting our woman, we separate ourselves out of the cares of the world, which is the U.S. corporation. That can only be done with knowledge of self. And I like how the Moor demigod was just talking. He was just talking about how words are powerful. Thoughts are powerful. So the more energy that we put into positive thoughts, positive energy, positive frequency, positive vibrations, the more that we can overcome the cares of the world, which has got our people in the position that we in right now. Like case in point, right? I'm from Chicago. We got dispensaries out here, everywhere now. Ain't it crazy though how they went from locking us up from selling the weed, but now they selling the weed though.
Right. Right.
It's crazy how they're using our own stuff. And if you refer to the Declaration of Rights of Indigenous Peoples, that's a major document that none of these COINTEL operatives, sellouts, they never bring these documents up. They always keep that quiet. They never bring that up. So they're using our traditional medicine, which is Article 24. The right, Moors, we have rights to traditional medicine, herbs, minerals, anything of substance of the planet. That's our birthright. They tricked us, getting us to be in the caverns of the world, swimming in the Kool-Aid. We don't even supposed to be in that water. So the solid rock in the foundation is us knowing ourselves and uplifting ourselves. But the goal is we got to do it together. We too combative with each other. It's like you might say, "Hey, how you doing?" Man, don't talk to me. I ain't trying to do none of that. It's a lot of self-hatred because of lack of self-knowledge and self-identity. And that is the key. Getting back to self-identity. Like y'all go outside like I go outside, right? And you notice how people be just loud, obnoxious, just outside to be loud. But if you go in, you listen to their conversation, like they not talking about nothing. Like they not really talking about nothing of value. They talking about Gucci, Prada, everybody else that's making money but us.
Right.
And they're using our materials on our planet.
Right.
Like we gotta start encompassing the planet is our planet. This is our birthright, Islam. We not the ones that's supposed to be paying rent.
That's right.
Paying taxes.
That's right.
Like the Moor was just mentioning, the hybrid Europeans, they newcomers to the planet.
That's right.
We've been here. We got to start thinking like that, though. And that's what we're doing right now. This is why I love coming to spots all around and building with Moorish men and Moorish women, because this is the energy, frequency, and vibration we all got to be on. Islam. We have to stop being on this vibration. Because what's better than love, though? Like y'all go to like your family reunion and then you go see your family and you like, damn, I ain't seen you in a long time. And you feel that love that they got for you. It reciprocate and it's reciprocity when you get it back. It's like, damn, I feel good. Just being here. That's what it's about. So then we come right here to it. We come back to the circle 7. Where it says,
I just wanted to
go ahead. This is interactive.
Oh, I just wanted to ask them. Everybody say, Islam. What is the idea of that? Because I didn't know that Moors, Moorish something was mixed with Islam.
That's a great question. Great question. So, Islam means I, self, law, and master. That's the science of Islam, the faith. I, self, law, and master.
Law and master.
Actually, as a representation, visual aid. I like visual aids. Yeah. So anybody got one of these, pull it out your pocket. You got a so-called $1 bill, pull it out your pocket. Now the reason that I said I asked y'all to pull it out your pocket because you can see on this right here, we handle this every day. But we rarely look at it with our Moorish eyes. And our Moorish eyes will look at this now. Hopefully tonight you start seeing in plain sight the hidden stuff. So on this right here, this pyramid. And you notice that it's directly next to the number 1. And what does that symbolize? That symbolizes the first nation. Who's the first nation on the planet? Symbolized with the pyramid. How many pyramids are in North America? Over 2,000.
Wow. Really?
So in the Americas, this is not only a symbol of and a sign of our Moorish dominance here, but it also symbolizes who were the ones who built it. And not only who were the ones who built it, who had the knowledge of self to construct these pyramids and these temples. Actually, if you look at this picture with Noble Ali and the Moabites, you will notice that he's wearing the fez. just like the Moor in the back. The Fez and the young Moors. Can one of y'all young Moors come up here?
Hey, sir. Step up to the front.
Peace, Mom. So look, can you do me a favor? I'm gonna use you like an illustration. Turn this way. There you go. So, like we talking about the number one, right? Okay. Now, if you notice, see, like the Moor was mentioning earlier, you have a principle of duality. You have light and you have darkness. So the light side of it is this capstone. If you're looking at the so-called $1 bill, the capstone is disconnected. So that would mean, do me a favor, lift your crown up a little bit over here. Okay. That symbolizes the knowledge of self. The separation is hovering above the young Moor's crown. That's symbolized right here on the so-called $1 bill. But it's, you see, it's not too far. It's right there hovering above his crown, which is right here. Give me a favor. Okay, now, you felt that, right? Right. So when the crown goes back on its rightful position, that is the return of the knowledge of self. 360 degrees is the tassel. That's symbolizing the universe and us coming up out of our mothers, our great cosmic mothers. Appreciate you, Mom. Islam. Get more hands. Yeah. So, this right here, the reason why it's on this, it's actually giving us a visual of what we are. But COINTELPRO operatives, y'all know who they is. The ones out here that's promoting Negro, black, and color, keeping us in a dead status. Right. Those are the ones who want to take what you would say, the silver like Judas. They happy with a couple pieces of silver and gold. Rather than seeing us all eat, they want to be the ones that eat. Right. And then come out to the public and be something totally different. Islam, boy. Be something totally different outside. But inside, they got fences on and everything. Islam. So as we see right here, if we turn this over, if you got one in your pocket, you turn it over, and then you look at it, right? In this area right here, it's shadowy. But in this shadowy area, you can still see this symbol right here. The circle 7. It's literally hidden in plain sight, right in front of us. And what does that symbolize? This symbolizes the number of perfected men. This symbolizes the temple of the body. But what the dark force has done is they put it in the shadows, though. So we can see it, but if you're not knowing what you're looking at, you're going to be like, damn, I can't see it. Whole time it's right here in front of our face, in the dark. And then it's another question. I'm going to throw a question at y'all. If we wasn't the first people, and apparently we got brought over here by slave boats and all this nonsense, right? Then why is there Latin written on this right here? Why is Latin on here? Why couldn't it be English? Why is it Latin?
Moorish Latin?
Why is it Moorish? Right. Why is Moorish Latin written on this and not English? Not German, not no other language. It's Moorish Latin. Moorish pertaining to the Moors. Go a little further. Here we go right here. What does you see? What did you see right there? You see that capstone, that eye is illuminated. Because we are the illuminated ones that have been placed in darkness by the Dutch slaveholders. You can find information on that in your circle 7. When you go right here, this is divinely prepared by Noble Drew Ali. He says, through sin and disobedience, every nation has suffered slavery due to the fact that they honored not the creed and principles of their forefathers. Who are our forefathers? That's not more. That's of their forefathers. So that means what? A few things. We've been on this planet, like real life, so long We forgot how long we've been here. That's how long we've been here. That's crazy. We've been here so long, fam. We predate the pyramids. That's a long time. That's a long time. And then you say, what Noble Drew Ali said? He said, that is why the nationality of the Moors was taken away from them in 1774. And the word Negro, black, and colored was given to the Asiatics of America, who were of Moorish descent, because they honored not the principles of their mother and father, and strayed after the gods of Europe, of whom they knew nothing. What does that go to show us? Honor your mother and your father, so your days shall be longer on the earth plane that God has given thee. This is why it's so crucial right now that we got to teach these young boys. Even if they in a mindset of Negro, black, and colored, who the OGs out here? It's us. It's us. We the OGs out here now. So we the ones, since we starting to know and the light starting to flicker and illuminate, just like on here, that eyes illuminate now. Now the hyper-Europeans and the traders and sellers, now they starting to get nervous. They getting scared out here now, because now we lit. So this eye right here is starting to illuminate. And y'all know how, like I know, when you teaching your child or your niece, your nephew, once you tell them something and then you see they actually learning from you, it's a twinkle in their eye, like, and you like, yeah, now you got it. Islam. So that's what we doing now. So all of the secrets, just like the Prophet Noble Drew Ali prophesies in his hadiths, it's all coming full circle right now in this age of illumination. Everything is coming to light right now, because it's crazy how somebody could say that we are in darkness, but the so-called Freemasons, it's like one of these, like the garden in the back, right? The so-called Freemasons, they will bury somebody, like one of the Moors. They'll bury us in the dark, in the dirt, right? But they will plant a tree right next to it. What does that symbolize? That symbolizes even in death, we still have life there. That's why the tree can still grow in the soil. You can't see the seed, but give it water, give it energy, give it love, it's going to grow out of that. That's a symbol of us, though. We've been in the dark, but we still built with light, though. But casting these spells every day of black, Negro, colored, those dim our light. Islam? This is why we have to get away from those terms and those words. Like how the Moor was speaking earlier about words and word magic. It's like you got people right now talking about, I'm finna go out here and vote for Kamala Harris. What? What has she done? What? Like people got amnesia. She ain't did nothing for us at no point in time. The whole time she got a whole video talking about she an Indian. Mm-hmm. A red dot. Mm-hmm. And people they didn't forget about that. Like, oh wow, she black. I'm gonna vote for her. What are you talking about?
Thank you.
What has she done? She ain't said one policy. She ain't said nothing.
What has she done? I was following her when she was going through Africa, and she kept getting thrown out because what she was pushing was, what is that? LGBT or whatever that is.
That's a fact.
That's what she was pushing. And they said to her, listen, one country after another, they said, you run that over there. They said, over here, we don't stand for that. Because what happens if we do? No more black people being born. The girls are going with the girls, the boys are going with the boys. Mm-hmm. That's madness. Take that somewhere else. Mm-hmm. That's America's agenda, not ours. Don't bring that here.
That's a fact.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw that video.
Control. You saw that?
I saw the video. That's a fact.
Yes.
Islam, what?
Peace. Do the people know that they don't have to vote for either one of these candidates? That do they know about that?
That's a great point. Let me address that.
Yeah, please.
So, when it comes to the etymology, I want y'all, if y'all can, pick up the book Word Magic. Magic. Yeah, it's written by Pao Chang. Powerful book. And it breaks down etymologically how words are spells. And the misuse of words can put us in a negative spell or a positive spell. So when it comes to voting, when you break down the word vote, volt can be spelled V-O-T-E or V-O-L-T.
Right.
So it's a voltage, electricity. Everything is electricity anyway and energy. So if we put our energy, the reason why, that's a great question. The reason why they want to put us in the mindset of voting is versus electing. See, electing, that's our birthright. We can elect, everybody in here can come together and you can elect someone that you choose together collectively to be a representative of the people. We the people. Lene Lalape. So-called Indians, a lot of them don't even realize that Lene Lalape means we the people.
That's right.
That's what it means. So when we saying we the people, it means for us. So we don't cast no votes. We elect. Or we don't elect.
We don't elect.
That's what we choose to do. But like to the more question, when we saying etymologically speaking, we got to go to electing mentality versus voting. Because once you register, it's like, once you register to vote, you saying, okay, I don't want my birthright. Here you go. You can have my birthright. I don't want it. I don't want my birthright. I don't need it. I just feel like being a chattel property slave right now. That's registration. So licenses, we don't need them. We don't need to register. We don't need to do anything as far as like the mass mandates. You know, it's crazy, true story, right? I'm flying out here last year, straight from the rack, right? I'm flying out here to New York. And before I left, this was like when it was kind of like dissipating with the mass. They weren't really playing the commercials no more because people starting to wake up, right? Whole time I leave, fly here. I ain't hear no commercials in the rack about mask and nothing. They like, they ain't saying nothing about it. Soon as I land in LaGuardia, on my soul, I land in LaGuardia, all I hear is the commercials. Put your mask on, 6 feet. I'm like, this like something out of the Twilight Zone. Y'all told us in Chicago, you ain't gotta wear a mask, it's your choice. Boom, I get to LaGuardia, put your mask on. You had a little slave patrol police walking around. I'm like, hey man, watch out, man. Watch out. I ain't putting no mask on. Watch out, man. This ain't that. So they like, you trying, but I'm saying like this, like the frequency though. Frequency is so powerful because if we let them put a fear frequency in us and we accept that frequency, it becomes reality. It's us. We the magic.
That's right.
We the ones that make the magic real. Without us making that illusion come to life, it'll just be an illusion. Pay it no mind. Like Leonidas said in 300, give them nothing. We ain't gotta give them nothing. Because who are they? And who are we? We've been here. So on this right here, I'm gonna pass this around too. Body, soul, and spirit. Us adapting and reconnecting back to this is one of the master keys. Getting back to this. Starting to use logic. Starting to use our intuition. And all of us, both man and female, because it's like y'all outside like I'm outside. Y'all know they talking about, they trying to make it a man versus woman and all this nonsense. Nah. It's no man versus woman because we are divinely prepared for each other.
Facts.
We divinely prepared. We just ain't here to be here. No, it's something that we're here to do. But that's another lecture. That's a soul contract. You feel me? That's a soul contract. Whole time, this right here though, linking up with, and we don't have 5 senses. We got 7 senses. It's illustrated on the circle 7, and it's illustrated right here on the back of this so-called death note. See, it's hidden in plain sight for us to know. And then we say this right here. We go to this. The Quran. Did y'all know that the Quran is actually an acronym?
No.
Why don't they teach that? Hold up, where's this guy? Where's this guy at?
Islam, no.
Islam, what?
Which Quran you speaking on?
I'm speaking on the divinely prepared Quran. The Holy Quran, Moorish Sign Symbol of America.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So this guy, Where's this guy at? Where's he at? This guy right here. Y'all know this guy, right?
Preach.
Y'all know this guy.
Elijah Muhammad.
Y'all know this guy, right?
Elijah Muhammad.
Okay, yeah.
Elijah Poole Bay.
Elijah Poole Bay. Bing bong. This guy, he banned the wearing of the fez in the 1930s. Banned it from all of the so-called Muslim members to wear the fez. The question would be like, well, why'd you do that?
Why do you do that?
Facts.
Why'd you remove it, ban it? He didn't say, hey, don't wear that right now. Nah, he said, nah, don't wear that again.
Again.
Type time. You feel me? This guy right here. This guy. That guy. Fez on everything. So that means he knows this right here. He know this. But see, the setup, when you talking about the root of the problem, I ain't trying, that was accident. That's the root of the problem.
Sound like it was a part of the Word.
Oh, God.
That's the root of the problem.
Right.
Who just said he know that sellout? That's a sellout.
Definitely a
Peace,
sellout.
bro.
Peace, more.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Nah, this interactive.
Okay, wonderful build. You know, my name is Brother Nawiel Bey. Yeah, I hail from the Moorish Science Temple of America. I see you demonstrating and representing well. I wanted to ask you if you was a member of the Moorish Science Temple of America.
Nah. Currently, right now, no. But I have respect for the Moorish Science Temple of America, too, though.
Okay.
No doubt. I know one thing, though. The Moorish Science Temple of America, that is a cornerstone for us.
It's not.
It's a cornerstone. So I don't knock Moors that's in the Moorish Science Temple of America or they not in the Moorish Science Temple of America. As long as they standing on love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and they out here being that and demonstrating, I ain't got a problem with them. But on the dark side of that, though, the Moorish Science Temple of America, as we know, if you honest with yourself and things that's going on, all groups have been infiltrated.
Islam.
All groups have been infiltrated. Now, not the Moors, all of the Moors that's in any of these, the Muslims, the whoever groups, Pan-Africans. But the thing is, though, you know when you know. So if you see one of these people speaking and then it don't line up with Noble Drew Ali, because that's who I look at. If it don't line up with the Prophet Noble Drew Ali and you talking sideways to that, I'm going to go the other way.
Islam, dirty Moor.
Islam. I'm going to go the other. If you sounding dirty, you can look clean the whole time. You clean, you spiffy. True. But your words is dirty. I can't go with that.
Islam.
That's just me, boy. Islam.
Islam, brother.
Islam.
Now that you said this is interactive, I didn't want to interrupt you before.
No, that's all love.
I am Sister C. Jones Bay, a member of Unity Temple 9, Moorish Science Temple of America, Unity Temple 9, Virginia, Islam. And some of my brothers and sisters are here with me. I wanted to address the sister's question in regards to what is Islam and why do we say Islam?
Right.
Islam. So Prophet Noble Drew Ali saw a need for us Asiatics, so-called Negro blacks and colors as well, to get back to learning to love instead of hate.
Islam.
And he brought us Islam, which is a practice of peace.
Well, I just wanted to say, I've been in the Nation of Islam many years ago, and also I was a Sunni Muslim with my husband, many years ago.
All right, praise Allah.
Yeah.
And so when the Moorish American Muslims, the Prophet greeted us in Islam, and when we separated, he said peace and love. And that was to instill the love of each other instead of hate.
Right.
And if I may, I just wanted to share the first paragraph.
Yeah, sure.
So this is some literature from our Holy Prophet. It's the laws, and it's guiding us to coming back to the consciousness that we need to be. And what is Islam on Friday, February 1st, 1929? Islam is a very simple faith. It requires man to recognize his duties towards Allah, his creator, and his fellow creatures. It teaches the supreme duty of living at peace with one's surroundings. It is preeminently the religion of peace, Islam. That very name Islam means peace. Islam. The goal of a man's life, according to Islam, is peace with everything, peace with Allah, and peace with man. Islam.
Islam.
I just wanted to say that, you know, sometimes if I say to Muslims, not American, you know, not black Muslims, but you know the other, and so I might say, oh, salam alaikum, and then they don't say alaikum salam or walaikum salam. They say like, oh, wale, or something. And you know, I said to the brother, wait a minute. I said salam alaikum. You know, assalamu alaikum. And he says, well, you know, he says we're only supposed to give the full greeting to an actual Muslim. You have to be an actual Muslim, otherwise we can't say. You know, there's all kinds of madness out here, you know.
You're greeting him in peace.
Exactly, you're greeting someone in peace.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so then I knew after that why I was getting that type of reaction for many years from so-called Muslims. And I said to him,
Arab Muslims.
Arab Muslims. Yeah, that's what I was saying. And you know, I said to him, but I'm saying peace to you. You mean you're not allowed or you can't say peace back to me? And he said, oh, you know.
Islam, sister. Well, you know, Prophet Noble Drew Ali returned us to being Muslims.
That's right.
Islam. And that's the old time religion.
Yes.
Islam.
Okay.
The practice of
Yes.
Islam is basically every religion that practices love and peace, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice is a practice of Islam. Judaism is Islam, Confucianism is Islam, Buddhism is Islam. And we honor all true and divine prophets.
Islam.
It's just that the Arabs, they don't want the Moorish American Moors, those tribes of Judah that have been lost. They don't want us to return to ourselves because the world is really waiting for this last nation, which is the first nation,
Islam.
to wake up.
Yeah.
Islam. So that's why. So you just continue to show love, and now hopefully you proclaim your nationality as a Moorish American Muslim, and you just say Islam.
And just to add on to you, sister, Islamism is the first religious creed.
Islam.
So we honor all prophets. And we
True
study
true
and divine prophets, and we study all because we are all.
Islam.
So why not be all?
Islam.
That's where the army stole that line from. Be all you can be.
Be all you can be.
Everything come from us.
Islam,
boy.
And I wanted to tap on to what Sister C. Jones Bay has just expressed, right? In the Moorish Science Temple of America, Prophet Noble Julie divinely prepared this Circle 7. Through this Circle 7, we learn of our higher selves and lower selves. We learn about our salvation through Islam, through our ancient forefathers and foremothers. And when you connect that ideology or that thought to your being, you are born. You are not initiated into Islam. So the next time you speak to that Arab, you let him know that I'm a born Muslim queen. Right? He has to respect that. When you put out your greeting, he's supposed to greet that back no matter what. Is their ideology that have him say, oh, I can't greet another person that's outside of Islam. But that's his lack of consciousness or lack of knowledge in that. So whenever you greet anyone and you express Islam, if they don't respond in a loving way, you know, you take that one on the chin, but the next interaction you have, you still say Islam, and they must observe and acknowledge that. Islam, my ears.
Islam, boy. Definitely though, because what came first? The old or the you? Old came first. So when they say they're Muslims, okay, that's cool. You could be a Muslim. We Muslims though.
That's right.
Noble Drew Ali did not mention a Muslim in this divinely prepared doctrine pamphlet. There's no Muslim in here. He did say Muslim though. Industrious Muslims. So we are industrious people. Islam, what?
Islam. And if we could tap into that piece again, dealing with Elijah Poole Bey, that brother studied under Elijah Muhammad, under Prophet Noble Drew Ali in his adapt chambers. And this is how he and another brother by the name of C.M. Bey, they got their fame and fortune because of their teaching that they acquired, the tools that the Prophet gave them, that uplifted them, and then they shifted. This is why there was a big movement in regards to Islam or the Nation of Islam, because they shifted his teaching to their doctrine and to their paradigm to get the onslaught. But quiet as it's kept, Elijah Muhammad, Farad Muhammad, they all studied in the Prophet's adapt chambers, right? And outside of that, they developed their tools, and then they did what they did with the Nation of Islam, the Fruit of Islam, and all that. So you mentioned that you was a Muslim, you and your husband, you guys are still Muslim, but under that paradigm, you were brought up under that paradigm through Elijah Poole Bey. And Elijah Poole Bey was part of the Moorish Science Temple of America, the National Divine Movement in its initial form and movement, until he started what he did.
So he actually turned things backwards on the people.
Islam.
Show her that picture again.
Oh,
He showed, they said
the same picture, what you just said, he's going to show you that he turned it backwards.
He turned it backwards.
Did you look at the star and crescent on his emblem on his headdress?
Right now.
He faced it the opposite direction.
Yes.
And do you know something? When we were in the Nation of Islam, and my husband's youngest sister was in with us, and her husband, who was my husband's best friend, you know, I didn't take to it like they did, you know? And so I said, Master Fard Muhammad, well, where does he come from? What's that all about, you know? And it just didn't feel right to me. And my sister-in-law, she's much younger than me. She got on my case, you know. She said, "Oh, you're keeping my brother, your husband, from his blessings, you know, by not being cooperative." And I said, "Well, I'm not being uncooperative. It's just something not right here." You know? And that's how I really felt, you know. But I went through the motions and everything with them because they weren't happy with me, you know. And if you asked it, just like I was raised in Catholic school, and the same thing, if you ask certain kind of questions, then they're telling you, you don't ask questions like that, okay? God doesn't, accept, oh my God, how are you going to get the answers if you don't ask the questions,
That's
you
right.
know?
That's right.
May I add to that? And when I first found the Prophet, Minister Farrakhan was coming over the social media a lot, and there was a live thread, and one of his sergeants was on there, and so I kept hearing Minister Farrakhan saying, my black people, and I was just coming into understanding that we should not be identifying as black.
Right.
Because it has no tie to any living descendants.
Right.
Because according to all true and divine records, there's no Negro, black, or colored race
Exactly.
attached to the human family.
Islam.
So I asked on the thread to his sergeant, why is Minister Farrakhan referring to our people as black? And he responded, he's meeting them where they're at.
Sellout talk.
I was
That's
so
sellout talk.
done.
Yeah, that's sellout talk.
That's not raising them up.
Yeah.
That's not raising our people up.
Right.
And so I would just like to add also that the religion of Muslim is it's the old time religion.
Mm-hmm.
And in this pamphlet, divinely prepared by the noble Prophet Drew Ali, to bring us back to our the mindset of our ancient forefathers and our true and divine creed, he states here in the beginning, the lessons of these pamphlets is not for sale, but for the sake of humanity as I'm a prophet, and a servant is worthy of his hire. You can receive this pamphlet at an expense. The reason these lessons have not been known is because the Muslims of India, Egypt, and Palestine had these secrets and kept them back from the outside world. And when the time appointed by Allah, they loosened the keys and freed the secrets. And for the first time in ages, have these secrets been delivered in the hands of the Muslims of America.
That's right.
All authority and rights of publishing of the pamphlet of 1927.
1927, and that's before the Nation of Islam.
Right.
And to add on to that, I'm loving what's going on right now. It's lit right now. It's lit. It's lit right now. Just to add on to what you were saying about the word bless. This is coming from the book, The Torch. Okay? Okay, this is Etymology Dictionary, 1973 World Book. Derived from English blestian. Blessidian, meaning to consecrate that which is that with blood. Related to blood. This is where you get. This is where the sauce come in. This is all the etymological sauce. This is another spell put on the masses by the Jesuits. That is a curse in origin, and that provokes the spirit of blood, soul, life force, sacrifice. That's why we don't play with the word bless. It is socially accepted in this society to bless those who sneeze, unknowingly putting curses on ourselves. This is why ministers, rabbis, bishops, etc. are always blessing you, because they are secretly saying that you are their offering to the beast.
Wow.
All those worshiping centers are nothing more than glorified gas chambers that can suck the oxygen, spirit substituting poison in the seed. This is why people catch the Holy Ghost, quote unquote, because a demon had latched on to them.
Wow.
The Most High is the spirit of peace and tranquility. So therefore, all that hollering and jumping around is a sign that something else is in the building. Wow. Something else in the building.
Something else in the building.
Spooky.
It ain't good.
It ain't good either. It says, it means to send away. They send your soul away so other entities can take hold and possession. Wow. Symbolizing the actual eating of the saints and Moors during the period of the Inquisitionists. These are the real life vampires that suck energy physically, mentally, and spiritually. The final example is the name of the podium that they speak from, which is called the pulpit. They pull you into the pit of Satan via misinformation and evil indoctrinations into your subconsciousness. The actual good salutation counterspell to this is bliss. So from now on, give blessings instead of blessings. Islam.
Do you know something, my brother? It's very funny that this is really deep, because there's a brother that he teaches, brother, oh my God, his name. But anyway, brother J. Rue in Georgia. Yeah. And so he's always talking about bliss. And I said to him one day, you know, I mean, I hear people talking about bliss. I said, but I don't think I've ever actually experienced bliss. He said, why not? I said, I don't know. And, I said to him, but what I notice is like, our people are always, large portion, majority of our people are in church, one church or another. And, everybody, oh, I'm blessed. Right. And I said, it's a funny thing that we're on the bottom of the totem pole, financially, under everybody, but we're always shouting about being blessed. Yeah. I said, maybe we should start saying I'm blessed. I said, I actually said that,
Islam.
Yeah, because it's not working.
Right. And what do they say? What are the Bible quotas and scripture readers, what they always talk about?
God bless you.
God bless you.
Yeah.
Or they be like, faith without works is dead.
Right.
They'll beat us in the head with that all day, right?
It's true.
So I look at it like, Well, if y'all got so much faith in bless and black,
right.
then how come y'all on the bottom of the totem pole?
Exactly.
Why are our people on the bottom?
On the bottom.
We supposed to be on the top.
That's right.
Why we on the bottom then? Everybody else out here having an experience, and then we talking about bless up. I don't hear them talking like that.
Living their best life.
Living their best life. Whole time like that dude what I showed y'all with Elijah Poole Bay, Elijah Muhammad, how he knew the science. Will be changing now, but this is what the Quran stands for. Because keep in mind, it's an acronym. The K stands for knowledge. Applies to all that one knows and understands of facts and general truths and principles.
Feminine nature.
By personal experience and observation. That's just the K. The O is dealing with order. The condition in which every part or piece is in its right place. A regular, methodical, or harmonious arrangement. The state or condition of things in which the law is obeyed to instruct or command. So how can he be putting us in a proper lawful status in place if he going against what the Quran stand for?
It's true.
Don't make sense. Rhythm is the R. To flow. The proper relation of parts producing a harmonious whole. A stands for astrology. Practical astronomy, or the prediction of tides and eclipse and the fixing of Easter. So it's not satanic when we look at the stars and we plot out what we want to do.
Right.
We've been doing that.
Right.
We've been on this science.
Exactly.
They have us out here tweaking like, nah, y'all, what you looking at the star and the moon for? What y'all on?
They don't want you to know.
They don't want us to know. They want us to look down in our phones, look at the streets and what's going on outside. They don't want us to look up.
Right.
We got to look up and look down and look around 360 degrees. That's our birthright.
We've been here 76 trillion years, and they don't know nothing about that.
Nothing at all.
Like
They want to
over their heads because they've been here what 6,000 years or something, you know.
Yeah, Paleolithic man, the Paleolithic man and woman, they newcomers here.
Exactly.
So how we gonna look at them for guidance and lawful instruction when we had to raise them? We had to teach them how to speak.
That's right.
They ain't know how to talk.
We had
Let
to
alone
teach them
bathe.
how to walk on tubes.
Yeah, everything. Islam.
So I have a question. Somebody, brother is Bay, says Islam. Are we now seeing that so-called Israel and Palestine issue is a continuation of the Moors losing knowledge of our birthrights? That's a question.
The Moors losing or using?
It says losing the knowledge. Well, you know, we're now coming into the age of Aquarius where people are knowing, so I guess he's saying losing. He's saying losing. Losing the knowledge of our birthright.
Well, I would say to that question, I would say, nah, the Moors, it's a great time for us to be lit right now. Because the European colonial people, they losing their power all around the world right now.
That's right.
They going downhill. So the great collapse is not our nation. We rising up.
Right.
Noble Ali said in the prophecies of Hadiths that Atlantis will rise again. We're rising right now. We the ones that's setting the tone out here. That's why us linking up like this, the energy is valuable and it's being used positively and it's going around the universe right now. Because it's always a multiverse happening right now. It's always a moment. It's always in the moment, but this moment is resonating everywhere through the ethers. Right. This is why it's so crucial for us to link up like we linking up. And then finally you have the end, the nature. The personification of all natural facts and forces, quality, character, vital powers, and reality. This is why we go to the numerology with it though, because the K is the 2, the higher and the lower self. The O is the 6. That's the harmony, the balance, and the equality. The R is the 9, the form, completion, and manifestation. The 1, which is the A, is the self, the star. The N is the 5. Principles, purpose, and power. What you get when you add the 2, the 6, the 9, the 1, the 5, 14, and the 5. You get more science. That's
So
more science.
That's the parable of Quran.
Yes, sir.
Just broke down.
Oh, God. Islam. So that's why we coming back to this more science, because more science, it empowers us. Not in an egotistical way, but of a knowledge of self way to know how to navigate on this plane. This is the power of more science. It's not a group, it's not a club, it's not a clique, it ain't a gang, it ain't none of that. It's us executing our birthright on this planet. And we all signed a soul, I said I wasn't even gonna talk on this, but we all signed a soul contract to come back here right now.
Right.
Because there's things that we have to fix in our own lives. I know I got things I gotta fix in my own life. That's why I'm back here. I gotta fix things within myself. So that's one of the purposes of us tying that soul contract, coming back to this planet again. Because
we also
Islam.
We also have to be like how you call it? Not servants, but you know, we have to help humanity, you know, because people are lost.
Islam.
To help humanity is to help oneself. That's why when you teach, you learn, and you learn, and you teach. When you teach, you learning at the same time. And when you learn and you teaching at the same time. So the student and the teacher is both valuable in both cases and both needed.
Islam.
You wouldn't know who the teacher was if you didn't know who the student was. You wouldn't know who the student was if you didn't know who the teacher was. And they need to recognize each other. And of course, it needs to be discipline between the student and the teacher. So the student can't cut the teacher off or tell the teacher he don't know what he's talking about, or do what most people do to us today, ask us questions, and then when we answer them, they want to argue us about the question. Why you even ask me?
Yeah.
Why you even, if you know the answers, why you ask me?
Right.
But that's what the sleepy Moors like to do, that because they like to pull you in.
Islam.
Yeah, add to that. And the Prophet Muhammad has brought us a divine and national movement. Islam. So there's no loss in us coming into this knowledge of self. And if I may add, I'd just like to read something the Prophet has given to us. He says, I, the Prophet, was prepared by the great God Allah to warn my people to repent from their sinful ways and go back to the state of mind of their forefathers' divine and national principles, that they will be law-abiders and receive their divine rights as citizens according to their free national constitution that was prepared for all free national beings. They are to claim their own free national name and religion, Islam, of our forefathers. And with that, we will receive an earthly and a divine salvation. Islam will be recognized by the government in which we live and the nations of the earth as descendants of the ancient Moabites, Islam, who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. And that's who we are. And the world is waiting for the Moors to wake up. And it's going to be a whole new vibration.
When you know, Columbus or whoever, Balboa or whatever, you know, when they came to these shores, right? The people that they met look like this.
Copper colors.
Yeah.
Copper
And so that's who was here.
Yes.
You know? And so I mean, the madness about the Indians, those are the people that was mixed, you know, and some of them are not even at all. They're white people who said,
right,
you know, or you know,
Pale skin.
Pale skin, right?
Actually, the black people.
The black people.
The black people. People won't be able to catch on to that.
$5 Indian.
I mean, for the most part. But you know, they've got everybody convinced that, you know, all the black people over, or the, you know, Asiatic people over here, Moors, right? That they were, how can I say, that they, you know, we weren't here. In other words, that they brought the Africans over, and that's the only
history we have.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's not true.
No, not
at all.
Right.
At all.
Right.
I just want to add on to what you're saying.
Yes, my brother.
I said from the book The Torch, Moor is a password for the mound builders, the Israelites, the Muslims, the Phoenicians, the Cushites, the Temerians, the Americans, the Kamu, Guardians of the Galaxy, where they got that movie from. We the Guardians of the Galaxy. Mothers and fathers of civilization. The white man and the white woman.
Islam.
That's us.
Islam.
The illuminated and enlightened ones. The Illuminati ain't nothing that we need to be afraid of. We are the Illuminati.
Islam.
Once our pineal gland gets zapped with knowledge of self, we illuminate. You can put us outside right now in the pitch black, and the more out there with knowledge of self, you gonna see him. Or you gonna see her. Because we are the light, and it's internal and external. Islam, boy.
So you think a being, can they go to the 9?
Can a being go?
We are.
We are? Yeah.
When we're discovering it.
Yeah, because the 9 is the return. That's why the child is born on the 9th month. Well, the 9th cycle, the 9th that the child is formed in that temple of Solomon without the sound of a hammer. Because that's what the great cosmic mother and Allah deemed it to be.
Islam.
Islam. Islam, what?
Islam. I just wanted to, my name is Brother Flying Gold Bay. I just wanted to add on to what he was talking about the 9. Can we be a 9? And you know, inside of the Moor or our heads, right? Our hair is our antennas. So inside of our here in our skull, it's straight inside, but on the outside it curls like that. So that's our antennas, right? But that's a 9. But on the Europeans, right? Straight. Their hair is straight on the top, and when it goes inside the scalp, it curls. So that's a 6. So it shows you our cosmology, which is the energy of the hair, the science of hair and all that, right? As it being energy and frequency with the antennas, which is the hair. So I just wanted to add that to show you that this is why they're trying to go off the planet, but they can't. We the only ones that really can leave this planet and go into enter into different things, but they can't because they only of 6 methods. We have 9.
Islam.
Islam.
Islam, boy.
Islam.
That was strong.
Science.
That was strong. See, the hybrid Europeans that add on, that was strong. To add on to that, the hybrid Europeans, that's why they taking melatonin pills. They taking all these different cooked up pills, but none is new under the sun. This is why our ancestors fell, because the Lemurians and the Atlanteans, they was experimenting with chemistry. They was experimenting with weather modifications. That's how they collapsed.
Islam.
Because the love of technology. And the hybrid Europeans, instead of learning from our past,
Right.
they doing the same thing.
But they're rockheads. They never
Right
learn.
up.
Islam. That's why they crumbling right now.
Right.
This is exactly why. And I want to just add on to this before I close it out, because I don't know how much time we got left.
Yeah, I
Okay.
gotta go at 9:30. Am I right?
Okay, it says, because you were speaking earlier about the light and the dark, right?
Islam.
Okay, so just to put this on like a bow tie on it. It says, unfortunately, in this part of the continent, identity is viewed or associated with complexion, whereby the hue of a man, due to social engineering, creates a certain type of perception. And stigmatism, both terms white and black, are in actuality legal statuses. In other words, spells that invoke either the spirit of sovereignty or servitude. White means purity, and purity means God. And God is the ruler of the land. However, being that European hybrids are aliens that cannot be truly sovereign or rulers of this land except by the way of consent of the true heirs and sovereigns. Side note, when you look up the definition of land in the Henry Campbell's 4th edition dictionary, you will see Moors is in there.
Right there.
Wow.
It's a 4th edition. And this is Spanish version.
It got the English in there.
You gotta do
Islam.
That's the black one.
this. Where's that at?
You have to look for it. I put it on there just in case you need it. It may be, you may can use it or you may not.
All right, hold up. Let me finish this real quick and we'll see. Okay.